And I know I look like crap right now. This is why I usually wear a hat. Hides a lot of this. Um, One thing I wanted to mention just popped into my head, and I want to talk about it is I don't know why I have the chart of EHang up here, but I've said the phrase, and I want to expand on this a lot more. Of you don't need new stocks. That is multifaceted in the message that it's meant to portray, and I want to dive into a couple different elements of that. Maybe this will be the intro to Sunday Scans next week. But you don't need new stocks means a couple things. That you don't want to go trading random stocks and random setups. That the leaders and the best names will make themselves obvious, right? An ARM, an MRVL, an MU, a BE, MBIS, Rocket Lab, right? The best stocks will make themselves obvious, and you need to focus on that subset of best stocks. Anywhere from 20 to 30, sometimes 40 of the best names. That might be too much. Okay. So that's kind of thing number one. TSCM, AOI, SNDK, COHR, right? The list goes on and on. Even something like OUST, right? So these are new stocks, but they're not new stocks. Okay. They're high quality. Multiple layers and multiple reasons to be involved in them. Rather than, just a nice setup. Okay. The second part of you don't need new stocks is I think a lot of traders spend a lot of their time, maybe early on and later in their careers or in their development, growth, trajectory, etc., analyzing new stocks, analyzing a lot of charts, doing scans, right? And that's important because a lot of chart time is how you build some of that recognition ability and that skill and muscle memory. But what I think is critical and why you don't need new stocks is you need to spend more time developing a process, developing conviction, developing criteria, a framework, structure for yourself to get involved in those stocks that already make themselves obvious. And then you need to take the time to build the conviction in order to enter, get a position in there, risk your money, and then hold the trade for as long as it lasts. As long as the moving averages are trending higher and it's holding them, not closing above them or not closing below them, right? Sure, you can sell some into strength. Sure, you don't have to trail the whole thing up the moving averages. But people often go and as FCell kind of makes its advance from here, right after BE's earnings, I was pretty adamant that the market was going to go searching for another BE. I said, okay, BE's going to go higher still, and it's an awesome opportunity still. But after another kick-ass quarter and the things that they said on their earnings, the market is guaranteed, essentially, it's very high probability that they're going to go looking for some other company or stock that can possibly do what they're doing in terms of on-site, ready to go, fast uptime production in on-site power generation for data centers. And FCell already had this big volume, made a 100% move in about 2 weeks, had very low volume 3-day pullback, and it was gapping up significantly in the pre-market. Compare that to something like Plug. I can't even see what day it was. I'm guessing 429. I'm guessing it was 429, right? And then BLDP, something similar. Barely moved. It was up 7%. HYLN was another one that we brought up. 429. Made a decent move. It's actually made a really big move since. About 170%. These are all stocks that I traded back in 2020. During some of those times, you can see the move that HYLN did during the electric vehicle run. You can see the move that FCell did. A lot of people are familiar with the move that Plug did. BLDP was a big one for me back in 2020 as well. The market was bound to go looking for some of these, and we were tracking FCell, BLDP, but FCell was a clear one that was behaving properly in the market. Had a huge trade on it this day, right? Up 37%. Was able to maintain some of that position. Kind of messed around here on this Friday as we kind of undercut, but made sure to get back involved in this. Anyways, had people, and then even further, it was down 17% on Monday, down 2% today. Pretty decent pullback off of highs. Looking at the chart, right, it looks like nothing, but that's a 28% pullback. Now, had people taken time to maybe do a little bit of digging, build a little bit of conviction even in the story, or more importantly, build the conviction in their own process and their own goals and their own objective with trading, and with executing a name like something like this, or something like NBIS, or something like Rocket Lab, or something like Micron, then becomes a lot easier to manage that, rather than going searching for new stocks. Like, as MU's pulling back over the last 3 days, it might be really easy to say, well, MRVL's going nuts, or A-Lab's going nuts, or, Intel's pulling back too. They all kind of look the same. A-Lab, a little bit better. Or, even sell Micron, over here for something like FCell. But if your process and your goal and your objective is to trail the moving averages, get involved in something with very, very tight risk, I'm talking 50 cents of risk, and then trail the moving averages up, even just a 20 EMA. If you're trailing a 20 EMA, you sell none of it, or some of it, whatever. You can sell some in a strength. It's on you. 1560 right now. Stock's at 21 after hours. Chances that this 20 EMA is over $18 in the next couple days is very, very high. I think the chances that the 20 EMA goes like this over the next 4 to 6 days, and the 20 EMA is at $20 is very, very high. And all you would have had to do is kind of have that conviction in your process and dedication to what your objective is, and focus internally on what you want to do versus externally. So again, you don't need new stocks. It means people are going and searching for setups, the next big move, the next thing that's going to go and work, or the next thing that's going to move their account and make back a couple $1,000 of losses, or it's going to make them get 150% return this week or this month or this year. But you don't need new stocks. You need to sharpen your trading skills in order to navigate the market more effectively. All right, my mom's coming. I got to go.